What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I'm John Drives. Today we have a special video in store for you. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to stay up to date with all the builds we have on the channel. We have a lot of cool cars on the channel, so if you're new, make sure to go check out the playlist and the link in the description below. So today we are going to be discussing my 2019 Ford Mustang GT Performance Pack 2. I've had this car for 2 months now, and I gotta say I have a lot of good things to say about it, and a couple things that I've noticed that are a little bit interesting on the car. First off, she's sitting outside. It's been raining the last couple days. The car is just filthy. We gotta clean it up to get into the video. Let's get into it. What are you doing back here? What did I tell you? Now that's a lot better. So I want to start this video off talking about a few things that I absolutely love about my Mustang. Now, like I said, I've owned this car for about 2 months now. I've put over 2,000 miles on it. First off being that this car sounds so good. This is a factory exhaust. Like I said, this is a Performance Pack 2. It's a trim level, and this thing sounds amazing. Now, as far as cosmetics go on this car, Performance Pack 2 has a specific front lip. It's like a lip for the lip. It looks really good. The front end of this car looks really aggressive. That's something I really like about it. It looks aggressive, but it's not super low. I honestly haven't scraped on anything yet. I've been kind of mindful of it to make sure I'm not going to just fly over a speed bump, but it's not crazy low, but it looks really nice. Something else I've really enjoyed with the Performance Pack 2 are the front Brembo brakes. This thing stops on a dime, let me tell you. 3, 2, 1. 117 feet, 2.8 seconds. That's not too bad. Now, the interior of this car is super unique, especially the electronic digital dash. That's something that I've really enjoyed this last couple months, is this electronic dash, especially the different modes you can put it in. You can actually go ahead and hit a button and it will change from normal mode to Sport Plus, and then track, and then drag strip, which then changes the layout of the digital electronic dash, which is super fun. I really like that feature. Now, before I get into all the defects that I've found on this car the last 2 months, if you haven't already, make sure to go follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of Mustang photos along with some of my other projects on there. Something else that I've kind of realized now, where I live in Oklahoma, the temperature, today's a really warm day, 58 degrees, but I've noticed a difference in how the car hooks up with like a quarter tank of gas and a full tank of gas. I'm new to the Mustang world. I'm not that familiar with like rear wheel drive, high horsepower cars. Empty tank of gas, second gear, doesn't hook up. Full tank hooks up hard. Just thought that was kind of funny. Now, one feature I didn't think I was going to actually like, I ended up really falling in love with, was the automatic downshift rev match. Now, some people love it, some people hate it. I really wasn't super thrilled going into it, but the more I used it, the more I actually really liked it. It is kind of for those days that you just want to drive and relax and not have to worry or think too much about like driving a manual and a stick shift, which I gotta admit, some days that is me. They did a really good job with it. It's pretty accurate and pretty smooth, I gotta say. I was really impressed with it. And you might be able to fool some people in thinking that you drive better than you actually do. I didn't make this video to really bash on the Mustang. I really love it, like I said. I've had an absolute blast into the last 2 months. I just kind of wanted to share a few things that I've noticed with the car. First thing that I have right here is actually, now I found these under the seat, the second week after I bought the car. Now these are actually stickers from the Flat Rock factory. I believe what the people do there is they take these off and stick them on parts and stuff once they inspect it, or once they install them, or when they're installing them, something along those lines. This is exactly how I found it underneath the passenger seat of the Mustang. So I guess few parts don't have stickers on either my car or another car. I believe it's my car because there's a VIN right here. I'd assume it's mine, I hope. So thought that was kind of interesting. It has all the Flat Rock information and some codes. I'm guessing that they scan them whenever they move it along the assembly line. So one of these exterior defects that I noticed on this car, I wouldn't really call it a defect, but just maybe a slight error, is actually the trunk gap back here. It's mainly right here. As you can see, this side looks like it sticks out further. And what I thought my trunk was actually open from this area right here. This angle, trunk looks open, which it kind of does, mainly right here. And on this side, it's a little bit the same. And the trunk actually sticks right here. That's how I actually first noticed it. But I popped the trunk, you could hear it grab along this line right here. I feel like it's actually gotten a little bit better since I've used the trunk a little bit more. This is much wider than this side. Much wider. I can't get my finger in here one bit, and this one I can get a good amount. So I don't know, something I noticed. It doesn't really bother me. It just looks like the trunk's kind of open from certain angles. But moving on the inside, this is kind of where I've noticed a few things that are a little bit funky. So let's go ahead and fire her up. Now on the Performance Pack 2 with the digital fancy dash, you can actually change the colors of this screen. Pretty cool, under my color. And so I would change this at green. Let's change it to purple. And so it's green and purple, but it won't actually stay like that. I'll have the car on, I'll drive it for a bit, turn it off, turn it back on, and it'll go back to the original color, which the original color is kind of random. Sometimes it'll stay on for a couple weeks and then go back, and sometimes it won't. So right now it's purple and green, and wait for it just a second. I swear if it gets stuck on this purple and green, so I'm gonna change it one more time. It didn't actually go back. So it's orange and red right now. Oh, there it went. You know what? I wonder, hold on, I might have just figured it out. So, well, let's set it orange, red, orange and red. No. Okay, so you can actually set that to your seat setting, which is kind of odd, which brings me kind of to my next point, is that whenever I shut the car off, see, I'm going back. I'm a tall guy, so I have it pretty far back. I go back, I get out, fire back up, and it doesn't move me forward. So the seat's all the way back right now until I hit the button, and then it moves me back. So every time I get in, I have to hit 1, which is kind of annoying. The digital dash does change randomly. I've had that happen. I just figured out that it is preset on the seat setting, which is kind of weird. I've been driving randomly for like 5 minutes, all of a sudden it'll just switch without me hitting anything. Kind of weird. It might just need an update. Probably does, because it's kind of new. I've had my passenger side mirror freak out recently. All of a sudden I'll turn the car on, hit my seat setting. It'll just crank itself all the way to the right and just start making a weird noise, and I'll hit it again and it'll reset itself. That's another thing that's kind of weird. I feel like a lot of stuff just needs an update, which I do have auto updates on this car. So when I park it in my garage, the car does connect to my Wi-Fi at my house, which should update it constantly, which would be good. One thing I've noticed that's worn really quickly in this car's 2,000 miles on it, and it was like this at 1,000 miles, is this seat fabric. Now, I'm not a weird shaped dude. I'm about 6'4", about 195 pounds, and this fabric is just wallered out already, which is kind of ugly because you peek in here and you see all this loose fabric right here, which is kind of annoying, but I mean, it is what it is. It's not a huge deal to me. Overall, I really love the car. I haven't had any engine or transmission issues at all. Like I said, the car only has 2,300 miles on it. I had some people asking me if I've had any engine issues, which I haven't. I'll make sure to keep you guys updated on that. These issues are really small, not a big deal to me. Just really wanted to make a video showing you stuff that I really love and a few things that I've kind of noticed have worn really quickly or need an update on the car. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I have a couple videos planned for the car, including a line lock burnout how-to video along with a street drifting video, which will be a lot of fun. I think I figured out how to put my drift spares actually on the Mustang. Stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. It helps a lot more people find the video and the channel. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Again, let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next video.